Good morning, good morning, good morning, YouTube. Hope everybody's good and all right. Today's Thursday, May 28th, 2020. We're gonna get another day on our books. So let's go, let's get it. But before we can do that, let me read my disclaimer. Trading and off-exchange foreign currency transaction, Forex, involves substantial risk of loss and may not be suitable for all investors. You should carefully consider whether trading in foreign Forex is suitable for you in light of your circumstances, knowledge, and financial resource. You may lose all or more than your initial investment. Options, market data, or trade discussion are subject to change at any time. Thank you. Okay, everyone. Hopefully everyone had a good day. We're going to give ourselves a chance here to get into some charts. But before we can do all that, what we're going to do is go over to our calendar and just do a basic check and see what's going on. Okay, Thursday, May 28th. We see that at 8:30, US and CAD, so we're going to pay some special attention to the US market and the CAD. We already mixed it. We just had the New York Open at the stock exchange. If you guys trade in foreign currency, the New York session generally starts around 8 o'clock. Pre-market is around 7 o'clock or so, but 8 o'clock is the New York Open, and the New York and London will cross over till about 12 o'clock this afternoon, and then New York is on its own. So with that being said, let's go through our day. We do have pending home sales coming up this afternoon. We also have natural gas storage this afternoon, crude oil inventory this afternoon. So there's a couple things we get to look out for during New York. Hopefully we can see what's going on with that. Let's go over to Action Forex and see who's the big movers today. Okay, who was our big mover today? And we'll make sure we pay attention to that pair. Coming in at 130 pips is Euro Aussie. Coming in second of that is the Pound CAD GC at 125 points. EN 89 points. So we're gonna check out EA, Pound US. We're not gonna do Pound CAD. I'm not gonna get into it on that one. So that's what's going on over there. We won't go. Action Forex is a really good site, guys. It gives you a lot of information here, a lot of information that you guys can check out. You could see the central bank views, see how each central bank is looking at their markets. You could get the China watch here. You can get good information on what's going on over there. Market overview. You can do the review for each market before it starts. Then you'll have your weekly reports or weekly forecasts and special topics. Really good stuff. For people into oil and gold, they do some breakdown into oil and gold. I will get into it a little bit. You know, I'm more of a chartist, but you want to have a general sense in what's going on in the world. But for me, math, and more math. But anyway, that's a subject for another day. Also, they give you some technical outlooks on the different pairs you might like their technicals is a lot different than mine, but mine is something I've worked on for a long time, and I'm just here putting it on record with you guys right now. Okay, let's give my charts a little while, a couple seconds to load up, and then we'll switch over to the charts. I was doing some tinkering with the charts yesterday, like I normally do, but we'll get back to business today on our charts. So we're gonna start at the top. Start with the pound dollar. Oh, I didn't make the switch. Let me share my charts so you guys could see that. Okay, let's big up. We're gonna start on our weekly side like we normally do. Okay, coming off of yesterday, as you guys could see, we attacked our M3 for a little while, got pushed back above M3, and we went back up to our R1. So we got to our midpoint here, broke it down, broke it back up. So we can pretty much see the pattern on what's going on our week, but we're still have the buy bias. Sellers got paid too. Buyers got here's the thing. Buyers got paid big. Sellers got a little bit. Buyers got a little bit more. But I'm not going to go through that because we went through that yesterday. That's just giving us a quick view. We compressed short term yesterday and had a short term expansion. Our long term was still expanded out. Started to go into compression a little bit here. And we came back, tested this level here, and had to bounce off this level to go back up to R1. Let's go over to our daily side and see what's happening over there and what's happening right now as we speak. So we'll get rid of that. Okay, here we go. We had this compression expansion came out from yesterday. See, once we hit outside of our second band here, we're in full-on expansion. This is kind of first level expansion. This is max level expansion where it's really pushing. When it's pushing, it causes both sides of the bands to expand. So if you see expansion on both sides of the band, look at it. We can mark it here. So if we had yesterday marked right here, this area as our high point expansion, and marked here as our low point expansion, you would have known this here gives you your entry. That entry would have been for about 87 pips, not bad. Short terms came outside of long term here. Of course, that wasn't the necessary direction. And also you can look at the arrows on the bottom of my screen. That's marking my expansion. Oh, that thickness is way too thin. I can't even see that thing. Oof, let's thicken that thing up. Thicken it up a little bit. So here's our expansion zone right here, where you see from arrow to arrow was right here. Our expansion zone tells us we're in expansion, and that expansion was, boom, had a low of 110 pips on that expansion, and then we went into back inside the low outer band. Then eventually we ended up inside the inner band, back in the containment zone. So at this point here, trade should be closed. Remember, when we get maximum expansion, you're looking for that close. You know, you're looking to close your position because you don't want to give back these points by trying to be greedy. Once you enter here, I would be closing, looking for a restart, but you never got a restart candle at it, so there would have been no need to push that. So as you could see, that was the first expansion and well over. Let's go from here to here. Wow. I want to say maybe 20 hours. See what I mean by sometimes you got to be patient? That's what it's about. That's what it's about, that patience. So that's what's going on in the pound US dollar. And let's go current to see what you guys would be looking to do right now. Okay. We have long-term compressing, short-term is expanding. So right now, we would be following the outer band on both sides. Following the outer band on both sides. If they move up, you move this up. You just move it up until price breaks outside of these bands. You're range trading. Or another thing you could do, I'm not one for a moving average, but let's see how it would work out in this case. Let's insert a moving average. We're gonna go with 200 moving average here. Gonna go green. Thickness is fine. Yeah, no, green will confuse us because our other thing is green. We got to make it a color that we don't currently have. Let's go with blue. Okay. Okay, here we go. The 200 moving average. So what this is telling you, as long as price is above the 200 moving average, it's a buyer's situation. Buyers are in charge. That don't mean you can just buy and make money. You still have to plot your trade. You still have to plan your trades. Or here's a wick here guys. This would be a counter trend trade. Put your stop above this wick here. You can enter now to go back to the 200. With your stop right above there. It's a counter trend trade, so you be very careful. Stop would be right about here. So you're taking right now you're kind of late. Small wick, but you're taking you got in right now, you're taking about a 21 pip risk. A little bit high, but your reward is 40 pips, so you're taking a 2-to-1. It's totally up to you if you want to take a 2-to-1 counter trend trade, because you're countering your 200 after having tested your 200 here, failed, went back up, retested your 200 here, failed, went back up. So it's up to you if you want to enter this trade. I'm tempted, but I gotta go finish my analysis. I traded this morning, did very well. So there's no need for me to get greedy. Now we'll move on. That was the pound. Now we go Euro Aussie, which had a really big day earlier in the week. If you guys could remember, we'll go over to our weekly side, see how we're progressing through the week. Monday, flat. Tuesday, big move on Tuesday. Recovered that whole move plus some. If you would have held this position and never closed it, you was up so much points and then gave it all back because you don't know where to exit. But now you do. If you listen to the stream every day this week, we told you what this area was. We said what this area was. We said what this area was. We said what this area was. And they do what they do. Price never stops. It just keep moving. And even if you look on this 1 hour chart, look at all these clues, guys. Look at these wicks. Wick. See these wicks? Look at the price drop from these wicks. Look at the price drop from these wicks. Boom. Look at the price movement from the wick down here. This wick was your clue. Your reverse, it's in your reversal zone. You got your reversal wick. Boom. You wouldn't have missed anything on this. Practice, practice, practice. I recommend if you're new in trading, don't try to trade every pair. Just trade one pair, good and bad days, just trade the one pair. That's all you need till you know everything about that one pair. Okay, let's go over to our daily side. Let's clean this chart up a little bit. Let's go over here. That's what we're looking at. This morning, we made a high, fell back into the containment zone. That would have been your counter trend re-entry, trading back to the means. Here, never quite took out the high. Here's another wick earlier yesterday. Reversal wick. Traded back into the containment zone, went and attacked the high. Very little wick on this one. This would have been a hard decision, but here a close outside the containment zone, could have took that position there. And here we are now, currently pushing on total compression. As you could see, this side is compressing, this side is compressing, this is compressing. This was when we were at full expansion at 170 pips, and now we're compressed. We're only at, could hardly see it, but I'll do what I can see. We're roughly went from 170 to 82 pips. On that's Euro Aussie. So if you're a Euro Aussie trader right now, I wouldn't be looking to do anything right now. It might wick. We see over on our weekly side. I'd be careful because we have a target area right here. We have the S1. We're coming back to S1. So I would be very careful here. Although we're in our buy side, you have to wait for expansion. And more than likely, if we're going to hit that target or go back down, we would have to break expansion here. This is going to come up, so eventually you probably have to keep moving it to when it settles out. This is currently a hold for me. There's nothing to do here. Nothing to do here right now. You have to use your patience. Patience is everything. Go to Euro Yen. We have it set on the 4-hour on our weekly side. Let's do our 1-hour so we can see those levels. How we started. Here we go. Monday, we started from pivot. Tuesday, we started our climb. Wednesday, pullback, started our climb. Pullback, started our climb. Pullback, started our climb. So here you go, guys. The market doesn't move in a straight line up. It's a little bit up, a little bit back, a little bit up, a little bit back, a lot up, a little bit back, up again, a little bit back, up again, a little bit back, up again, a little bit back. And part of the reason, if you guys listen to the explanation I gave about this wave PM indicator, it allows the expansion and compression of this meter. Once we're not making highs anymore, the market will compress. But once we start moving again, the market will expand. That's why you have short-term compression, expansion, short-term compression, short-term expansion, short-term compression, short-term expansion, short-term compression, short-term expansion. Now we're in short-term compression. And long-term, you're only going to get a couple, 3 max, if that, especially on a 1-hour time frame in a week. You're not going to get long. It takes 50 hours just to calculate the math. So you could just imagine you're probably only going to get 2 weekly expansion on the long term, because we're measuring in this one, we're only measuring 14 of these candles. So every 14 candles, this recalculates. And this one, every 55 candle, which I want to change to 50 actually. Yeah, it is 50. So every 50 candles, that's when we get the movement of long term. So that's why this one moves a lot slower than our blue. That's just constantly ebbing and flowing. But you can use this to capture the ebb and flow of this market. So here we hit maximum. You're looking for your reversals here. That's when you start looking for your wicks. See, we got our wicks right there. Compress, drops, and it pops back up again. Drops, same thing here. The pop up. Sometimes it's not always as fair either. We've seen this move maxed out at 10 super quick on the short term, but this same move here, which is almost the same amount of candle, it doesn't look at high. You know why? Because this opened up the distribution zone to allow this in the time space of that pullback to go a little bit further. Because if you look at this, it did that same move in less than 3 candles. In this move, it did it in almost 6 or 7 candles. Well, we count from this one as a low. So it did, no, 8 candles. So it just didn't pick up as fast. Anyway, that's our weekly. Let's go over to our daily side. Here we go. This one is, we're in, as a matter of fact, what time, 5 minutes left in this candle. I have room here. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, guys. Wait a minute. Where would I put how much stop am I risking to go outside the zone? About a 9 pip risk. I got 33 seconds here. Let's make sure the coast is clear. M1 there. 21 seconds. Seconds. Short term above 0.7. See if I can get it red and buy it while we're evaluating it or qualifying it. This trade started right here. A little late. Little late. About 1, 2, 3, about an hour and a half late. Broke off the meat. Long term started compressing. Compression leads to the means, which it did. And we had a bounce off the means. Look at the wicks. Look at the wicks, guys. This is where this trade started. If I was to take the trade now, it would be based that I'm taking a probability chance that we're going to start expanding short term, which it already had. But the trade, my clues was these wicks here. So you could see how late I am. So I have to be really careful in qualifying this position, or if I qualify it, I want to get in at least when the candle is red and then add my stop loss. But I still feel like I would be chasing. Not sure if I should take that one because I am late, a little late, about an hour late. Anyway, so that's what's going on with this pair today. We made a high. Let's mark that high. We won't mark it at the wick. We'll mark it at the top of the wick. So I don't want it to pinch that high on me and take me for the ride back to the other side. If I trust this particular position. So I'm gonna leave this alone because this is not my pair, and I don't want to be stuck watching this pair because I'm in the trade and I'm late. So let's keep it moving. EN, I have a couple people that really like this EN pair. Really likes this EN pair. Let's go over to the weekly side on EN. And here we go with EN. Look a little funky today. Okay, here we are. EN. Monday was flat. Tuesday got rolling into Wednesday. Started a little rough, reversed in our reversal zone. Now today we're angling down. We're still stuck between the S1 and this midpoint pivot here. So if you're trading this pair today, be really careful. Be really careful. You have to wear your patience hat. Yeah, that one, this is a no trade right now. You got total compression here. You got to hold. Once that expansion starts, you'll get enough points out of it to know, but to try to get in right now will be highly risky on this pair. I don't advise anyone to really tap this pair right now. So I'm not even going to break it down because this is not a pair. It's not a tradable pair right now. So I would wait on this one. Let me put in this. Go. Look at it in the split screen view. Right now, like I said, this particular trade is a hold right now. I would be really careful taking any position. It is a seller's market. Keep in mind, it is a seller's market, but you're trading compression right now, and that's pretty hard way to make a living. Okay, let's move on. Hey, euro dollar. Go over to our weekly side. Okay, here we go. Euro dollar broke pivot here, so it's a buyer's market. We did the climb, a little stall on our midpoint target, went halfway up, came back to midpoint, took out our R1 target here, wicked up, came back to our midpoint pivot, went back up to our R1 target, took that out, wicked again, wicked, came back below the R1, now went back above R1. Your entry would have been here or here for sure. A little late on that one, but that would have been your entry. Now we'd be shooting for our next midpoint target, which is at 110.59 here. See if it could get into the reversal zone here. So that's what we're looking at with euro dollar there. Go back to our main screen here. We're pushing against resistance. We're not outside of it. We're just pushing on it. We're pushing on it. You could get a slow trend, but we're not getting that rapid trend. We do have short-term expanding outside of long-term here. Let's put another on that. Okay. Okay, here we go. Went back to the means. We started wicking. See the wicks, guys? Here's your reversal wicks. Here's your clues to re-enter that trade if you were interested in this particular trade here. You're late, but you know what? I could take a small position on that one. No worries. I could take a small spot on that one. It's almost at 0.9 already, though. Gosh, hate being this late. Should have been down here. See, I'm late on this one too. I'm not gonna chase. well, if I put my stop, yeah, you're chasing. Don't chase. You preach against it. Don't do it. Don't chase. But so it looks like dollar's not having too good a week this week. Not a good week for dollar. Okay, we don't do the ZAR, pound Aussie. Pound Aussies. Let's go over to our weekly sides. See how we've been flowing since here's Monday. And you can tell, you know, you're strictly selling, watching these targets. Midpoint, S1, took out S1. Now it's retested S1 today. So let's go over on the short side. That's trading compression here. 1 hour, I'd be really careful trading this right now. Okay. Matter of fact, I'm gonna big this up a little bit more. I'm gonna do it on the 4, leave it on the 4 hours. I think you're getting I think this is a tough trade today, so it's definitely in a range. So this is your sell zone range. This is your buy zone range, which is already marked. Oh wait, let me take off the daily off of here. I don't want these on here. Range trade in here. Top of the range, bottom of the range. So unless you're planning on this would have been your entry this morning, being that we're in the buy sell zone. So we don't look for it to break in our sell zone either early here with your stop above, or definitely here. It would have tested you a little bit, but here's your wicks. Here's your wicks. Boom. We talk about where you look for wicks yesterday. Hopefully you can pick up on that. That is pound Aussie. We said we'll dip a little bit into pound CAD, which I normally don't do, but give the people what they want. Okay, 30 minutes. Ooh, we got an expansion here. We got an expansion here. We got an expansion here. It's outside here. Let's mark it. Entry area. Come back and check this one. We'll let this one run. I'm late, but I'm gonna let this one run. There. Put a stop loss in. There we go. It's our stop loss there. Enter the position there. So we are in that trade. Let's see where go over on this side. See where our target's gonna be. We're looking at retesting this area here. I'll come back around here and see if what I can do over on that side. look at that later. Let that run. It's gonna take a few. It's early, very early in that, so it's gonna be a minute. Come back to that a little bit later on in the day. Here we go. We have euro yen. Let's shoot over to our weekly side. Here we go. Pivot. We're on the upside of pivot, so we have a buy side bias. We're mainly looking for buys. Took out our midpoint here, took out R1, fell below R1, retested R1, wick. Here's the clues again with our wicks. But this one might have spiked you out. Remember, if you take this, your stop is going to have to be above that wick. It would have been a 39.41 point risk. They went for it though. That's why you got to be really careful when you counter. When you take a sell in a buy zone, they're going to make you work for that thing. They're not going to make it easy. All right, so that's the weekly side. That's what's going on over there. Let's go on our 30-minute daily side. So okay, here we go. Came back into our containment zone here, tested our means, bounced off the means, blew the means out. That's why, it's not 100% all the time. Sometimes it bounces off the means and stay off, but it did for a little while. But once you got this green candle here, you better be on alert. Anytime you're in the containment zone, you should be on alert anyway. But anyway, entry here was here. We missed by a few minutes. So that's what's going on with that one. This is the pound yen again from my pound yen traders. Put it on the 1 hour reading on this side, so we can small it up a little bit just to give us an idea how we're flowing. We're at resistance with this R1 here, so we don't know if we're going to break it, but we're hitting resistance. So if we break through, we're looking to go up to our M4 area, but it's struggling. It's got enough fuel in the tank if it wants to, once it pops out. So definitely keep an eye on that one. For your sell side traders, once you got this green candle here, buy side traders, you'll notice that in my video. Watch where I'm pointing, because sometimes I say something and I'm not pointing at them, and it's not matching. But anyway, remember, if we have a buy side bias here, taking a bounce into our buys is not a bad thing. But as we see this side, we'll see our reasons for all of this. There we go. We are facing compression trade in there, so you want to be a little careful. So let's roll on to pound New Zealand dollar. Ugh, this one looks a mess, but we'll go through it. Compression trading for some sideways, so be really careful there. As you can see, we're hitting on our S1, so we're getting a lot of resistance. You see those wicks, guys? You see those wicks? Those wicks are early warning, so your stop would be right here, looking to take it back up to this level here. Not gonna go do this one that much. Let's put it on the 1 hour side. Here we go. 1 hour side. Been kind of methodical a little bit, coming from, we started the week here, we go Monday, kind of basically sideways. We finally broke on Tuesday, not really hitting any targets on Tuesday, retested. Look at the wick, look at the wick, you see the wick? Got our reverse there. Look at the wicks, guys. Look at the wicks. Got our reverse there. Look at the wick. Look at the wick. Got our another reverse here. And then we've been wicking it up ever since. So it's pretty tough. All right. We'll leave that. Leave that. Leave that. Okay. Gold. Not a lot of us do gold, but we'll check out gold and see how gold is flowing. We'll go over our weekly side on gold. See how gold started out Monday. Look, it's showing a little bit of promise, but remember, sell side bias, because we are trading on our weekly pivot. So we're going towards, failed on Tuesday, took out our S1 target Tuesday, and then Wednesday we actually also took out our midpoint target going into our reversal zone. We got our wick right here, which I marked yesterday, our reversal wick here, your reversal entry here, and we reversed off that wick, going back outside of our reversal zone. We tested this area of resistance here, broke through it second try. Now we're facing resistance here, and we're getting another wick. Let's mark that wick. We're wicking. We got a wick right there. I'll leave that thing marked. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Here's our gold reversal wick. We don't know if it's going to hold up, but if you do get in, your stop is above it. You know what? I might take this gold trade. Why not? Safe. I'm gonna take a sell here. No, won't let me do it. I can't take. Is that $1? I can't do $1 on that. Not in gold. What's my stop loss? If it's 30, right now it would be about 30. 30. Take a sell on this. Anyway, I know what's the minimum on gold sell. So we're wicking. That wick come from this area here. Just close outside the containment zone here. So your gold entry, we went up top, came back to the means. Gold entry was here. Now you're looking at full expansion here, long term. So I'm calling a reverse here, but I have to come back to that. So that's gold, fam. That is gold. Not gonna do ZAR. So for right now, I'm gonna leave it on the trade that we're in. Let it run for a little while so you guys could see that trade. Oh, I was up big and it came back. We'll let that one run so you guys see it. We'll leave it on that trade. Usually I leave it on the broader area, but because we are running live, I might as well leave it on a trade. So we'll leave it on that trade. Okay, I'm gonna go off mic for a little bit, take a break. I'll be back in a few minutes. I'll watch this trade with you guys. Got a couple things to do, and I'll be right back on. Okay, guys, I am back. As you can see, we're still in this trade. We're battling this trade. We'll see what happens. Maybe we can add another position. Maybe we'll get stomped out, but we are approaching 0.9. So we have to be a little bit careful that it pulls back to get a little bit more fuel. But I haven't found an area where we can do that. Like I said, we're just approaching 0.9, so it's still relatively early, and it can remain above 0.9 for a relatively long period of time. So no need to pull the panic button, but we do want to see a higher high. Starting to slowly tick up on short term. We're just approaching on short term about just over 0.5, and I mean long term is approaching over 0.5. Short term is approaching about 0.9. Yep, KC, we are trading live. Took a long time for this day to come where I can put this knowledge on display, even if it's just for myself. I can always go back and watch the video, learn from the video. It's all good. Okay, let's see if we take out the high. We're looking at taking out the high. We're getting a little bit of a push, but I'll slide this down to represent we're still in expansion mode. Still in expansion mode. I'll bring it back to entry candle, which would have been right here for entry candle. "17 minutes left in this 30-minute candle. Okay, guys, we see that the trade is processing. I moved my stop loss up a little bit. We blew through our midpoint target here. Our S1, we're right back to our S1 target. So that trade so far, we're in at 35, almost 40 points on that trade so far. I don't want to lose it, so I'm thinking about closing it on this one. We're still in expansion, but I want to seal in the 40 pips. I could take some off, but we'll get another candle and let's see the high on it. We had a little bit of bounce off our S1 here at 169.58. Minutes left in this candle. Almost 11 o'clock, almost time for Europe to close. So we're right at the end of the European session. Two minutes left in the 30-minute candle and the 1 hour candle for that matter. We'll get a new 30-minute and a new 1 hour candle. Two minutes left in the candle. Bring it to break even. No way to catch a loss in the position. We're getting a bounce off that S1. One minute left in the candle. 1 minute left in this candle. See if we could get a nice pop on that 11 o'clock. Or comes back too far, we will close the position because too many pips up to give anything back. "35 seconds left." Let's see if the next candle give us the big mo. A little bit of momentum here. 12 seconds left in the candle. 7 seconds left in the candle. New 30, new 30. Wick, wick. Still an expansion. Let's see if she takes out that top. Make a new high. Let's see if she pushes for the new high. Come on. If this candle turns negative, I will close it, even if it continue. It's just too much momentum. Any negative on this candle, the position will be closed. As long as the candle stays positive, I will keep the trade open. Only because I got in late in the position. Here goes the negative. Position is closed. Here we go. Still on the outside though. All right, we're gonna let this trade play out. I'm gonna watch it to see where it stops finally. Let's take a look over at our weekly side where we have short term was completely compressed, started extending out. That was the move we were able to take advantage of for roughly maybe about 35 pips or so. Our long term was completely maxed out already, so that's why I didn't want to take a chance on giving anything back. We did hit the retest of the level we broke yesterday, which was the S1 level at 16958. We went back right to the pip at 19658, and we're getting a little bit of a pushback. So that's an area to kind of be careful. Although we're still getting our 30-minute expansion, I didn't want to give back any of the points. Like I said, we'll continue to watch this pair and see how far it progresses. This red line here signifies the entry on the buy side entry. It was the buy side entry, which paid out a total of 74 pips, and I didn't get in it until the close of this candle, therefore riding it for the 35 pips here, minus my 1 pip spread. So maybe next time could have did a little bit better, but it's all good. This is live. You don't have to believe what I say. The charts speak. I have it on video now. Now, like Jay-Z said, I live forever through these bars, these time bars. I don't know how to rap, so not talking about rap bars, these time bars. I took the trade, close of this bar, rode this bar up. And I said to you, if any of them close red or I see any flashes of the opposite side coming in, I will close the position, which I did. doesn't mean it's over. It's just because I was not able to capture the bulk of the move, and I wasn't willing to give anything back. So it was a partial trade. And like I said, we had S1 retest, so there is no need in me to fight that trade. Our 30-minute is at maximum expansion. It's due for a pullback. I don't know when, but I wasn't willing to be a part of it. Okay, I'll let it run on auto. If there's any question, please type it in the chat window and I'll gladly answer it. I'm gonna let it run, let the meeting run for about 2 hours, and then I'll close the meeting between 1 and 2 o'clock. I just want to see how this pair plays out. Have a good rest of your day. God bless us all.